On an uncharted island sits a lighthouse. It's a very special lighthouse that projects a message of love and hope throughout the world. The Protectors are a special team chosen to protect our world from the Syndicate, an evil group determined to spread darkness. These Protectors, chosen to fight the Syndicate, are known as the Light Force.
It's bad.
What's going on?
The whole team has been taken out by some kind of illness. They're all so sick.
Well, why don't you just use your powers to heal them?
Whatever is making them sick is making my powers go crazy. There's nothing I can do.
Getting worse. I think Axiom has the measles and chickenpox.
I know.
I thought you said everyone was sick. Why is PRISM okay?
Just Axiom, Spectrum, and Vanguard.
Well, you can stay over there and keep those germs away from me.
Relax, Network. For some reason, it hasn't affected us.
For now.
Hey, anyone there?
Is that you, big guy? How are you feeling? Do you need something?
I got a feeling.
Chief? Are you there, Chief?
Yeah, sorry. Must have passed out.
Rest up, Vanguard. Don't worry.
I'm not. I feel like I'm hot and cold at the same time. The fever must be getting worse.
I'll get him something.
I don't think I want to say this out loud, but this would be a perfect time for Scourge to do something.
Yeah, if Scourge was smart.
Harbinger, come here. I've noticed a lot of silence coming from the lighthouse. I want you to test something for me.
What is it, sir?
Our latest weapon. I call it the Darkness Wave. It will allow us to create patches of darkness inside the Nexus.
But, sir, the Light Force, what if they stop it?
I'm tired of playing cat and mouse with them.
I understand, sir. I just don't want to waste the wave.
You won't. Spread the darkness in a way that cuts the lighthouse off from the rest of the Nexus.
On it, sir.
Your move, Vanguard.
Getting worse. Everyone is so sick they can't even move.
Okay.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Syndicate is definitely up to something.
I see blank spots. What does that mean?
They're covering the Nexus in darkness.
It looks like the darkness is spreading from some sort of device. Maybe if we can turn it off, we can hold it back.
Well, we have to do something fast. At this rate, they're going to have the Nexus completely covered in 2 hours.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, but just scout it. Don't try to stop it.
Got it. Trust me, I won't.
Everything is falling apart. The Syndicate will finally beat us.
It's going to be all right.
How do you know that?
Because I have to believe that God will tell us what to do. I have to let him guide me and not my fear.
Guys, this is bad. The Syndicate knew exactly what they were doing. I can see the device, but the Syndicate has us blocked off from reaching it.
Can you use your light beam to cut a path?
I'll try. Whoa! That was the worst thing I could have done. It only made the darkness split and spread. I need to get back.
I told you this wasn't any good.
I have to believe that God will show us the way out.
Well, I hope he does something fast. We're running out of options.
Sage Journal 122. Even though our leader, Vanguard, is not able to help us, I still have hope in our ultimate leader, God. I know God has a plan. I wish I knew what it was.
Sage, we have to do something. It's only a matter of time before we won't be able to get the Nexus back.
I know. When the time is right, God will show us what to do.
I believe you, but we have to do something.
Letting God guide us is doing something. Trust him, Network.
The darkness has completely infiltrated the Nexus. I don't think there's any way to stop it.
I don't want to be a sitting duck. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'll go in myself.
Network, stop. When I say we wait, we wait.
Hello, Vanguard. Did you like my surprise? With the light fading out in the Nexus, I'll be able to spread darkness from anywhere.
How many times do we have to stop you before you give up, Scourge?
Funny, you don't sound like Vanguard.
That's because it's not. This is Sage. I'm leading the Light Force, and we are going to stop you.
Where is Vanguard?
I'm handling things.
So Vanguard decided to send in the B-team. With that kind of news, I may just end up striking the lighthouse itself.
Bring it.
I'm going to say that was not the best way to handle that.
Probably.
Did it work, sir?
Better than can be expected. Vanguard seems to be hurt.
How do you know?
He has one of his underlings leading. Ready the troops, Harbinger. We're going to take the lighthouse.
Are you sure, sir?
100%. There's no better time for victory than now.
Your word is like a lamp that shows me the way. It's like a light that guides me. Psalm 119:5. Guys, we are not defeated.
We are pretty close.
Yeah, Sage. Looks like everything is against us.
As long as we have God, we have hope. God helped Gideon defeat an army of 10,000 with only 300. David fought a giant with a rock. God can do things in unexpected ways.
But we don't have anything.
We have prayer. That's more powerful than anything.
I don't know.
I'm in. Network, join us or leave.
I'm in.
God, we're in trouble, and we don't know how to get out. Please give us your light and show us how to get out of this. Amen.
I see movement. The Syndicate is making their way here.
I'm going to stop them.
Whoa! Axiom!
He's sick, Sage. He's not going to be able to help us.
But his alarms can.
What alarms?
The alarms that drove everyone crazy, we can attach lights to them and combine them to make a light wave.
What will that do?
Well, it'll let Scourge think that we're stronger than we actually are. Prism, can you make lights to go with the alarms?
I can try.
Do you really think this will work?
I do. I really do.
Well, I put them all out there. There had to be like 50 alarms.
Darkness is at 75%. The Syndicate is making their way to the portal.
Just hold on. When I give the word, sound the alarm.
85%.
Sage, what are you waiting for? Do it!
Not yet.
It's at 95%.
Hold on.
98%. We've lost the Nexus.
Now.
It worked. The darkness is dissolving.
I can't believe it.
Hey, Scourge. How about next time you respect everyone that's a part of the Light Force?
I will find a way to beat you. Trust me, I will find a way. It's only a matter of time.
We've got all the time in the world.
How did you know that would work?
It's God. I knew he would guide us out of it. Remember, it only takes a little bit of light to stop a whole lot of darkness.
I heard alarms. Is everything okay?
Everything is under control. Hey, Light Squad. Today we learned that God can guide me through my life. PRISM Network and I had a wild ride today when the rest of the team got sick and the Syndicate attacked. I wasn't really sure what to do, and it was really scary. Thankfully, God showed us what to do. Sometimes when we are in a tough situation, we just want God to fix our problems and make everything better. The problem is, that might not be what's best for us, and God always wants what's best for us. Here's an example. A long time ago, in one of the earliest stories in the Bible, God's people had been taken captive and held in a country called Egypt. Eventually, God set them free. But as the Israelites were making their escape, they were trapped. The Egyptian army was behind them, and a large sea was in front of them. There was no way out. But then God made the whole sea split apart so that his people could walk through. That had to be like the coolest aquarium ever. Once they got to the other side, though, God's people were in a desert. They weren't sure where to go, but God had their backs. God led them with a huge cloud during the day, and at night, it looked like a giant fire. No matter what, that tower of cloud and fire was there, guiding them. But the road through the desert wasn't easy. God's people didn't always have enough food. They sometimes ran out of water. They argued, complained, and some of them even tried to turn back. But through it all, God was still there. And after a long journey, God led his people to a place called the Promised Land. It was beautiful, and they had all they needed to live. Even though their story was tough at times, it was totally worth it once they saw where God was taking them. It's not always easy following God. He may lead us through tough places. Just like God's people had to go through a tough desert in order to get to the beautiful Promised Land, sometimes you may have to go through some things that are super difficult. Things like fighting with someone in your family, changing schools, or being teased by other kids. When those things happen, remember that God is still with you. He's guiding you. And when you get through something difficult, you might look back and see that God has been there the whole time. Thanks to God, we always have hope. And wherever he takes you, he'll give you the power to be a light in your world. Till next time, Light Squad.